Welcome to Tote That Thang Tuesday.
Tote that.
Okay,
Here.
check out the ball. This
Don't
is the
get
ball.
clear. Oh,
Oh, you
Jeff,
you explain
no.
it. Here.
No.
I'm going to give Jesse the ball.
All right, so here we go. Tote That Thang Tuesday is this right here. Every single Tuesday, we're going to look back over the game that was this past Sunday. And because Jeff absolutely hates running backs,
I don't.
I
love Rico.
I want
and
you
Deuce.
to find out something
Lipke.
that you saw in the previous game Sunday that you want to tote into this week's game.
Okay.
And so Jeff's going to pass the ball
I
around.
give the ball to somebody, and then everybody hits it
Yells,
with
Tote that thing. Got it? You got it?
I got it.
When he hands the ball off, we all yell,
Tote that thing. Tote that thing.
I swear to God, if you're texting.
He's
If you're
texting.
catching Pokemon right now, catching Pokemon right now,
Good catch,
Sir.
Kit Kat.
all right, this is the quarterback. I'm dropping
Trying to get
back.
my information.
I'm mad at Clarence for trying to get his information.
Ooh.
And so when I need to figure out who is going to tote that thing for me, I say, Jesse,
Ooh.
Holly.
Hey, tote that thing. Here's what I'm toting from the game Sunday into this game against the Saints this Sunday. The linebackers. Erick, Kendricks, DeMarvion, Overshown. Quick stat. We talked about this blur, right? DeMarvion, Overshown, you saw him run past Micah Parsons to get that sack.
That don't happen.
It don't happen often. He is not faster than Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons ran a 4.3 something at the combine.
I bet he could turn a sub 4.4. Yeah.
And DeMarvion ran like a 4.5. But what is interesting, shout out to my boy Bobby Belt for this one, they ran the same 10-yard splits, 1.9. So that burst that you saw between the start to getting to him, he and Micah Parsons.
That's faster than 1.9.
No, I'm not saying that play was 1.9. I'm saying that their splits in the 40-yard dash were 1.9. They're 10-yard splits.
I'm just telling you that there was a typo somewhere because it's probably a 1.49 or something because I'm a big combine guy.
Okay,
I
that's
know what
fine.
fast
Well,
is.
we'll
It's
just-
in the 10.
Okay, cool beans. Anyway, but you have the experience of Erick Kendricks, and you just see him flying around. The youthfulness and explosion of
159.
159.
159.
Excuse me,
Which is
159.
fast.
Which is fast.
That's very, very fast.
Okay, there we go. 159. But the linebacker play, I want that to continue in because we've been deprived of that for the last couple of years under Dan Quinn. No offense to Marquise Bell.
Real linebackers.
We got real linebacker play out there, and that's an exciting thing that I want to see this thing continue on into this week. Those guys continue to play at a very, very high level.
And the dirty little secret. Even when LVE was out there, he wasn't
making plays like that.
playing like that.
He wasn't making
playing
plays
like that.
like that.
He wasn't.
No.
I'm just saying it did last year. Even when he was out there, he wasn't doing Erick Kendricks.
No.
Erick Kendricks was doing.
No, absolutely not.
Well, it's hard when your spine has whittled away. Like you only had a little
But
bit
that's
of
what
spine.
they were counting on, though. I'm just saying that even it wasn't because everybody keeps pointing to some undersized guy. They had a big guy, and he wasn't playing at that level.
No, absolutely. And my second thing is this. I love the collaboration between Mike McCarthy, Brian Schottenheimer, and Mike Solari. I just think with those young guys, and you said it in our pre-show prep, when you do not hear about the offensive linemen, they've done a good job. We didn't hear one word about Cooper Beebe. We didn't hear about snaps. We didn't hear about him getting run over. We didn't hear about any of those things.
Yeah.
What?
You stole that from Clarence.
You just stole.
Did I steal that from you?
You stole that from Clarence.
Thief. Idea thief.
No, I would say in the collaboration. Did I steal that?
You stole that line.
What line did I steal?
Because one of his was going to be that
Mine was Cooper Beebe.
it's silent about
Oh,
Cooper
you can
Beebe.
still have that one. My fault. That's my bad. I apologize. I got ahead of myself. But the collaboration from Mike McCarthy, Mike Solari, and Brian Schottenheimer, we're workshopping this thing, man. We're workshopping this thing. Just them working together, moving the pocket, running the screen game, the run game, the quick passes, not allowing those guys to be set up for failure. I like that.
Can I see that?
Yeah.
So now I have a tough decision to make. I'm very much like the police who pulled over Tyreek Hill. I have all
Ego.
of the power,
All
and
the
I can
power
act however I want.
And ego.
Really?
And I can decide,
Power tripping.
do I
RPO?
want
Power tripping popo.
to have Clarence tote that thing?
Okay.
Or do I want to run play action and keep it myself?
Keep it yourself.
Because
Little
I
RPO?
have all of the power and authority, and there's nothing you can do to stop me, much like those who pulled
Power
over
tripping.
Tyreek.
Power tripping.
Clarence Hill.
Tote that thing.
I was a running back in high school. Now don't.
If you want to win, put chill in.
Yeah, there you go.
Tote that thing.
I'm just gonna piggyback on what he said. Cooper Beebe.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's fine.
Elaborate.
But you talk about starting offensive linemen and starting the rookies, but obviously there was a question about Cooper Beebe being starting at center for the first time. Didn't play at center in college. Was a great guard in college. We heard nothing.
Yep.
Heard nothing. Silence is golden. When it comes to offensive linemen, silence is always golden. You don't want to hear their name called during the game because when you hear the name calls because they gave up a sack, had a holding penalty, a false start, and for a center who has to make the calls, who's snapping really for the first time, shotgun snaps in a game for the first time, didn't hear his name called. Didn't hear his name called.
It's a good day for an O-lineman when you don't hear his name called.
Didn't hear his name called, and that's what you want to keep going. You don't want to have to talk about Cooper Beebe, and we didn't have to talk about Cooper Beebe during the game. After the game, we talked about him because why? He gave up no pressures.
Yeah.
He had no fumbles. He had no issues. That's what you want. That's what you want. That's a great job, Cooper Beebe, in his first time out.
Okay,
First time out.
yes. He's off to a wonderful
That's
start.
what you want, and that's what you liked about when the Cowboys drafted him. I always thought that he was a steal of the draft. 3rd round pick, monster guard, considered the best offensive lineman in college football at guard, moving to center to be the biggest, nastiest center the Cowboys have had since Andre Gerard. Certainly Travis Frederick was the best, but nobody was nastier than Andre Gerard. And Cooper Beebe likes the dirt people, and he doesn't mess things up. So you don't want a guy, he's going to do the dirty work, but he's going to snap it and get the calls right. My other guy, another rookie, seatbelt. Seatbelt.
Is it from here?
Seatbelt.
Why is it like that? Nobody uses 2 hands for a seatbelt.
Why would you use 2 hands for a seatbelt?
That's what they do. Is that?
Maybe it's.
But it should
nobody
just be
does it.
one.
hand.
But is that a weird looking motion?
That is a weird looking motion.
I just make sure y'all wear your seatbelts.
Yes.
Make sure you wear your seatbelt.
I always wear my seatbelt.
Okay. Seatbelt. I mean,
I wear my
thought
helmet when I drive too.
I thought it was one of the biggest focal points of the game, Mari Cooper going against Kalen Carson. And at the end of the day, Kalen Carson held his own. He had 1 penalty. Certainly Deshaun Watson been god awful helped. Because that one slant, it was behind. I mean, it's like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Deshaun Watson was ass.
It was awful. And it's going to be a focal. He's going to be a focal point every week for opposing quarterbacks and opposing receivers. So it's going to be the same again with the Saints. But 1 week out, keep on doing your thing, Kalen Carson, holding down the fort until we get Bland back. And as you said, Al told you, I got one. He told me the same thing. I got one.
And
I got one.
You know, it's funny because over the last couple of years, the Cowboys have had a DB that people thought they could pick on.
Yes.
It was Trayvon Diggs first, and then he turned out to be the guy that you can't pick on. Then it was like, oh, okay, you're going to put DeRon Bland out there. This is going to be the guy that we could pick on. Oh, by the way, couldn't pick on him because he had 6 touchdowns off pick sixes. Yeah. And then now this is the new guy in the seat, and I think if teams think we're going to be able to pick on him, well, he can't catch like the other.
What if
I gotta get him to catch.
I
gotta get him to catch.
The guy had no picks in college. He had a gift 3.
I know. He had 3 in 4 years.
Really
I know. He should have had that one.
You got to catch the ball, and if Al is really the miracle worker, he'll teach him how to catch.
If he could have learned how to catch, he would probably done it 15 years ago. He'd never played corner.
Ball, son.
I mean, can I
give the ball back to the quarterback?
Can I have the ball?
Oh, here we go.
Excuse me. Thank you. And now, can you guys serenade me with the thing?
Oh,
yeah.
Tote that thing.
Yeah. Thank you. Something I'd like to see them carry over from week 1 to week 2. Start fast. Damn it, Kati. I'm sorry, but we had a graphic that was going to be ready to go in the post game, but maybe and didn't use it. On the whole, Dak didn't play well. In the first half, he was awesome. CD made a big play down the sideline. You got to have, 20-3? Mm-hmm. They started fast. When they haven't won, when they get to the postseason, a big part of it has been starting slow. They started fast and then gave Mike Zimmer and the defense the opportunity of, hey, what if we don't give you much else? Can you guys just take us home? Start fast. Starting fast is lovely. Make the other team have to fight and scratch and claw, and let Micah Parsons early in the game be like, oh, really? Already? It's time to go?
Yeah.
I just get to go after that quarterback? Start fast. I want them to carry that over.
And that wasn't bad. After the punt return, I think he was like 120 quarterback rating. He was 16 or 20 or whatever else.
He ended up with a QBR under 40.
Yeah,
so he wasn't good on the day. He was really good in the first half.
I don't done that QBR thing. But
I don't do passer rating because it's a bum stat.
It was like a mock game in the second half. I mean, 27-3, the urgency is not there. They didn't hit on a couple of slants on third down. They talked about, not converting third downs in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, but
that's
everybody was going through the motions at that point. It was like practice.
But see, those are habits that I don't want to create.
No, you don't want to create them. What I'm saying? But the game is over.
And but then let's work on some things, right? And the Cowboys historically have had some issues on third downs, right? So like if that's the case, let's not start having those issues again. Let's not even start practicing those things. In these live games, if you're going to be out there, because I mean, that maybe doesn't happen in that game, but I just never want the mentality of we can take our foot off the brake. And I don't like that mentality. I don't like that makeup. I don't want that to be anything that's floating around in the ecosystem that we can pick up.
And one thing that we're continuing to overlook, I know you didn't get your second point.
That's okay.
One thing we continue to overlook, Cleveland had the number one defense. It was so easy. We forget that Cleveland is damn good on defense. Cleveland was doing some things that caused them problems. They were doing some things different in the second half than they did in the first half. But let's not overlook the fact that Cleveland's bad on offense. They're damn good on defense. Mm-hmm. You know, and the Cowboys had their way early on, and I think they made some adjustments. They were certainly tight on the receiver. Those slants weren't open to CD on those third down plays. They got good players too.
Yeah, no, that's a good defense. And
we got one over there.
I got one.
You got to throw the ball.
Hold on.
You can't do it until you catch the rock.
Better catch it.
Oh, hey, Katya, tote that thing.
I just got to shout out the rookies. I know we've talked about it, but like all the rookies look good. And then Cooper Beebe doing that and on the road for his first game.
Yeah,
it was pretty awesome to see.
So carry that good energy over. All rookies.
Give me the ball back. I wasn't done toting.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You got one more.
Run defense. Like I think the linebacker group is good, is going to be good, and I already feel really, really good about that. The defensive tackle group, I don't know that I'm convinced yet, but for 1 week, they were able to stand up, do their job, let people make plays, and you're doing it with a guy that was really disappointing last year. Mozzie Osa was great, and Osa's a really good player. Mm-hmm. But, you know, a couple of guys off the couch, and you got the job done, keep up that run defense. Go give the Saints the business.
Keep getting in the way. I mean, you didn't, again, they're like, their nose tackles, you don't want to have to call their names. Y'all muck up some stuff. What you saw, which I credit the run defense a couple plays, when you saw Overshown, you saw Kendricks in the backfield, sniping through to make plays. You know why they were able to do that? Because those guys were mucking it up for offensive linemen. They couldn't get to them.
Yeah.
So that's what they did.
Be 300 pounds. Hold that guy for 3 seconds. Get $300 million. I forgot.
There was one play on the right side where Kendricks had a tackle for loss, and you saw him mugging up. You also saw Overshown.
It was kneeling and Overshown.
You saw take on a tackle and stone him, and it left a gap right there for Kendricks to knife through. That's what you want.
Overshown's going to be a stud. He's so good.
That's what you want.
Who's that, 1-3? Is that 1-3?
That's 1-3, baby. That's 1-3. He should be 0. Take the 0 off Rowdy and give it to Agent 0. He was Agent 0 in college. Give it to Agent 0.
Is that why he doesn't have 0?
Huh?
He didn't have 0 because of Rowdy?
I'm assuming that's the only reason.
If you guys ever see me...
No way Rowdy has that much power.
If you guys ever see me in public,
that's the only reason.
Ask me about Rowdy stories.